Cooper Road. Is it Cooper Road? Felicia, is it Cooper Road or Motown? Which one is it, Felicia? Cooper Road or Motown? Because I know y'all from one of them. Which one is it, Cooper Road or Motown? Let's see who else we got in here. Hey, Tree, can y'all come do my backyard? Can y'all come put something? Can y'all come put something on it? I don't want to slab that. Matter of fact, I don't even want no plants because that's high maintenance. And you know what? Don't worry about it. I don't have no money. Don't worry about it, Tree. Don't worry about it.
So what's the point?
Because, I'm going to give it about 120 seconds because I'm ready to get cranked up for two reasons. One, because I got somebody dynamic up in this joint for not to preach tonight. And two, I have a pint of ice cream that I'm going to eat later on when all this is over. And you can't have any of it, sir.
It's over.
I got one part of my production team in. The other part of my production team left some representation. She made, this is her own cupcake she made. Yellow cake mix with pecans on the inside and the white icing and pecans on the outside. She calls this the crunch of the century. The crunch of the century. It is moist, it is tasty. That's in there. My baby can do it. And she's also making cards. Georgia the Jungle, I see you. She's making custom made cards. So pretty soon you'll start seeing stuff about that in the website. It's gonna be pretty. Probably shouldn't have done that, but
yeah, you probably should have done
we're gonna be all right.
You're on production.
Yeah, we're gonna be all right.
Also,
Got about 53 seconds, and we're gonna get started because I'm excited to talk with this guy right here and to talk doors tonight. I want y'all to see there's some signature items in this picture. I won't make you point them out just yet, but they're gonna be displayed in this picture. This right here is epic right here. Cajun Hall's finest. That's all I got to say.
Ooh, don't bring those days up.
Cajun Hall's finest, brother.
The doors at the Cajun Hall.
Doors at the Cajun Hall. Dolph Chastain, do me a favor, Chess.
Oh.
Can you go into text messages with the fellas and say, please don't text right now because I'm recording, and tell them to go over.
Then it's going to pop up on there, but okay. Keep going.
And tell them to go over and come on the Facebook Live so the fellas can be in, man. All right? Who is Kimberly LaShawn?
Hey, that's the best thing going.
Yeah?
That's the best one out there.
I see she got a little avatar thing going on.
She don't need it.
That's assistant. Oh, yeah. Assistant-in-law, props to you because your avatar is pretty accurate. I've seen some bad avatars.
Yeah.
Seen some bad avatars. All right. Oh, the dude in the hat is kind of... I wish I'd have wore a hat. I wish I...
You gonna learn.
Kimberly LaShawn, he's married. So, I'm just going to leave that there. Oh, yeah.
My wife know I'm married.
That's all that matters. That is all that matters.
Who is that?
Yeah, buddy.
Stupid.
All right. You ready to rock and roll? I think you're ready to rock and roll. And welcome to another episode of Not Too Preachy, where you can be inspired, informed, comforted, and convicted, all from the Word of God, but just not too preachy. I'm your host, Jason Brown. If you know me, you can call me JB. But if you're on here, that means you know me or know somebody that knows me. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and click share with the people that you know, or host a watch party, because we want you all to be in for this epic moment right here. Before I tell you who this guy is, because by now you should know who this guy is, because if you know me or know anything about me, then it means you know him. A couple of quick things. Now, you know what? We're going to do it.
Wow.
My hero, my mentor, the one that set the bar for anything that I am and whatever I'm trying to be. The strongest dude I've ever had the pleasure of sharing space with. Wise, smart, and a smart mouth. Y'all know who I'm talking about. It's my big brother, my ride or die, James Brown Jr. If you really know him, you call him Lil James. And I didn't say little. I didn't even put an L on the L-I-L. It's Lil James. You don't even say all of James.
That's throwback.
Lil James.
Yeah, you have to know me.
You got to know me, call Lil James.
You know me.
So, word to the wise. Don't run up with him talking about, hey, Lil James. You might get her.
You'll get answered. I answered everybody. They call worse. That is for sure.
Y'all hear this guy's voice? It's beautiful. Let's do a couple shout outs, man. We're going to keep on going. I want to start with the shout out. Sorella Brown Thomas, our first cousin. Rail, or Rella as we call her. Happy birthday, girl. This is your day. I hope you have enjoyed it, even though we are in this modified quarantine.
We're in a pandemic. We'll just call it that.
We'll stay with that. It's definitely a pandemic. Definitely a pandemic. But happy birthday, girl. Happy birthday to my favorite choir director ever. This is the lady that actually got me to actually open up my mouth and sing a note. Now, when I first started, most of them were wrong. As I continued, then I could actually start to hear the note.
Okay.
But she never gave me a solo.
Hallelujah.
That's not cool, bro.
No.
I'm telling you, I can.
That was my inside voice.
And his voice, the inside voice is even immaculate. Did y'all hear that? We'll talk later. But Cheryl Johnson Drain, the choir director when I was in youth ministry at Lily Grove, happy birthday to you. Thank you for pushing me to use my voice. I don't sing much now, but I did go and sing in Southern for about a year and some change in the gospel choir, but it didn't last long. And then when I became a deacon, I was pitching hymns. I don't sing that as I preach because I found out that singing without a mic and singing with a mic are two totally different things.
Mics don't lie.
Mics do not lie.
They tell the truth.
Shoot. You got any shout outs, bro?
I gotta give a shout out to my sister. My record setting, SWAC champion, record holding Cindy Chapter Hilton.
Wow.
The married to Chris, my godson, who's one of the top ranked football players in the country. Mm-hmm. So Cindy, happy birthday. I know you know what to do. I hope you got a bunch of calls with people singing happy birthday to you. I'm not going to do it, but happy birthday.
And that birthday shout out is immortalized. You can always come back and hear that whenever you want to. Whenever you want to. Anybody else?
No.
That's it. That's good. And if we missed you, happy birthday to you, whether it was yesterday, today, or tomorrow, or you're going to have a birthday before we get back on. But happy birthday to you. I hope happy anniversary to you, whatever it is you're celebrating. I hope all is well with you and yours. Shout out, we celebrated over the weekend and yesterday, Memorial Day. So shout out to all of our veterans, those who are active and those who have retired. But if you served in our military, shout out to you for your service, especially as we think about those who have given the ultimate, paid the ultimate price with their life. But a couple of friends of mine, Randolph Chastain IV, thank you for your service. LZ Alfred, thank you for your service. Tarnisha Nickens, thank you for your service. Miss you, Roger Miss you, thank you for your service. And I know I'm missing some people out there that I know you serve, but charge it to my head, not my heart, but we love you too, and thank you. Big shout out to our grandfathers.
Yes.
Who served in the military, and our uncles who served in the military. Thank you
and
so
cousins.
much. And cousins. And other friends.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what it is. So thank you for your service.
Kevin.
Let's shout out to all you bar hoppers.
Yeesh. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. I'm glad my day is over with.
Y'all, we in a pandemic. It's not over.
Right.
And it's okay to not be around a bunch of people.
Right. If it says 100, 25% of that is 25, not 200.
Hold on. Say that. Run that by me again.
If your occupancy says it's 100, if your occupancy says 100, 25% of that would be 25 people.
That's 25 out of 100.
That's 25 out of 100.
So if it's a fraction, that's 25 over 100. If you reduce that fraction, it becomes 1 over 4, which is a quarter out of 4 quarters, which makes $1. But if you move your decimal 2 places to the right, it becomes 100. So 25 people.
25 people.
Okay.
The governor says 50, but I know 100 should not be 200. You can't social distance if you look like Dreams on a Wednesday night.
Ooh.
You can't social distance.
Shout out to Drac Muse, Hip Hop Wednesdays in the 90s.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, tell the bar hoppers good luck to you.
Got it. Yeah. Just be a little more patient, man. Okay. I'm vexed.
Yeah.
I'm vexed. This is probably not going to be a very comedic segment. I got a question. Let's say, for instance, I get pulled over by the police.
Okay.
And they pulled me over because they ran my plate and found out I had a warrant. This is hypothetical. Hypothetical. I've been pulled over, but I've never had a warrant. Right. I get pulled over because they ran my plate and something was funny with the plate and they found out I got a warrant.
Okay.
And I get upset.
Yeah.
I ain't got no warrant. I've been adjudicated, whatever the term. I took care of my business.
Okay.
And they want to snap the cuffs on me.
Okay.
And today I decide I'm not going to go in handcuffs. How should that end, in your opinion, Brian?
It should end with everybody being able to go home. And not to their maker home, but to their physical home. We have rights as citizens of this country. And I'm an obey of the law. Do I break the law? The record show that I don't break the law often.
Let the record show.
The record show that I don't break it often. But if I'm pulled over for no reason and I want to understand why I'm being handcuffed, I should be able to ask that question.
Sure.
In this hypothetical situation.
In this hypothetical situation. Because, of course, I'd be lying if I say I ain't never been through that before. So let me just not go and say that. Because I've been pulled over, I've been pulled out, I've been handcuffed.
Yeah.
I've run my mouth. You were there one night. I was George R. Brown one year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this, and this is what I sincerely believe. That if I'm guilty of breaking the law, and I'm in handcuffs, and I even resist, I don't believe that should end in death.
Agreed.
Because at that moment, whoever the officer is has taken the entire matter into their hands. If I'm in handcuffs and I'm on the ground and I'm subdued and you have 2, 3, 4 other officers around, that should end differently.
Yes.
I should not ride home in an ambulance. At worst, I should ride in a police car to the station.
Or worse, you riding home in that white van.
At worst. But not
Not in the van.
Not
in the ambulance. No.
Because in that moment, this is what happened. And y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Brother Floyd, Houston native, Jack Yates, 93. Talking about Brother Floyd in Minneapolis. At that moment, the officer became the system, and we already have a system in place. That officer became the judge, the jury, and the executioner.
Yeah.
When in our system, we have all of those 3 things in place.
Separate.
Separate.
They're not a triune position.
It is not one person.
It is not one, yeah.
It is not one person. And that officer became all 3 things when he decided that he wasn't going to take his knee off that neck. And let me go and say this, so if this might hurt your feelings, but if you got a problem with Colin Kaepernick kneeling and you were loud and verbal and showed vitriol for that kneeling, I need that same energy right now. Because you need to be able to see something wrong with that. And I'm, just to be quite honest, Brown, I'm tired.
Yeah. Well, we have a responsibility on the role. We need to serve on juries. We need to vote in elections. We need to elect judges. We need to mayors. We need to have a voice in police chiefs and in the procedures and things that go on with that. For those of us who No, not for those of us. I love sitting on juries. For those who don't want to sit on juries, when things don't go the way we expect them to go, all that's done in the jury room.
Right.
Which is decided by the jurors, which is given instructions by the judges, which is why, number one, your vote does count in all matters, locally,
Right.
Regionally, statewide, and nationally.
Right.
But also, you need to do your civic duty and sit on the jury, so there can be representation where it needs to be.
I can't have a jury of my peers and my peers don't go to jury duty.
Correct. Yeah. That's all I said. You said, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I made the long story short.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
just like, it was run for Ahmaud Arbery. Now we got brother Floyd. And then we got the lady who called the police on a man, didn't lose her job. She apologizes for cutting up. Elections matter. Local elections matter. Judge seats matter. We have to participate in that way. Holding up signs, holding rallies, burning candles, wearing t-shirts, hashtags, all that stuff is fine to keep the rhetoric going. Because if we don't talk about it, then it won't be talked about. And that's how movements die, when they take the attention off of it.
Right.
But if you want to do something, and this is just my thought, and I haven't fleshed it out, so this is exclusive right here. If you want to do something about it, the way you get people to change their minds and their policies, you hit them in their pockets.
Right. Yeah.
There is a decision-making group of people somewhere in Minnesota or in the federal in our nation that if we decide collectively that we're not going to spend a dime there until these guys are indicted for murder, and we hold to that thing. Remember this, I'm gonna leave this alone because we got work to do. This is not too preachy. But the night that Dr. King preached his last sermon, April 3rd, 1968, on the mountaintop, he was issuing a new boycott because of the way the sanitation workers were being treated.
Right.
We're not going to buy at this particular grocery store. We're not going to buy this particular bread. We're not going to buy this particular soda no more until they do something different.
Right. Absolutely.
And when you start taking money out of their pockets, then they're going to have to pay attention to the reason why.
Right.
And I believe that there are enough people who sympathize with causes like this that you'll take your money from those places that support Colin Kaepernick being called a son of a bitch.
All right. Not too preachy.
At all.
Except preachy.
But I posted that today, so you shouldn't have been surprised.
No, not surprised at all, and we have a right to be
Yes. Vexed.
vexed. Yeah. And since I'm on this show and I watch it, I want to talk about what I'm vexed about.
Go for it.
I thought about politics, talk about police brutality, talk about the school system.
Oh God.
We can talk about the people who know everything until it's time to know something, and then they don't know anything. But I'm not going to even go there. You talked about buying power. What I'm vexed about is when I have to beg to spend my money.
Bro.
Right now, where we are, everybody's focusing on online. When I go online, everybody wants to chat with me. They got all these pop-ups. They follow me on all the social media platforms about what can they do and what they can buy and what they can sell to me and what I can buy and all this stuff. But yet, when I go into a brick and mortar, you don't even want to address me.
Yeah.
So your online service is better than your in-person service. I wrote a blog about it. I said a customer in hand beats 2 clicks. If you care more about what I click on and less about I take my resources to get in my car, use my gas, sacrifice my health, get all stuff in that mask, and then it takes me 20 minutes for you not to respond, take my ball and go. I'm out. So that vexes me. So all of you who have businesses, who want to do business, who work with people, don't treat the email people better than you treat the people in front of you.
Oh.
That's all I'm saying. Your online people ought not be treated better than the people who you come in face-to-face contact with. That's if I walk into a store, it's a good chance I might want to buy.
That's a good chance. That's because I might be there for that reason.
I might be there for that reason. And so for all you store managers and all you business owners and operators, and just take care of the people you see face-to-face. I'm not saying neglect the online customers, but Anyway, that's what I'm vexed about. I just had to have something to be vexed about because that's what starts off the show.
I'm gonna run that back. A customer in hand beats 2 clicks. I need y'all.
You can have that.
I need y'all. Oh man, write that down. Take a picture of that. Click. A customer in hand beats 2 clicks. Wow. The brain emoji. About to. Can I say this though? Is it okay? We're gonna get there. I promise. This we talk like this, so
Yeah.
y'all are invited in. Is it possible for customer service to be both ways? Let me explain my premise.
You don't have to explain it. Absolutely.
Because if I want good customer service, is it out of the question to be a good customer?
No. But if I walk in and I wave you down and you keep going the other way,
That's the problem.
that's a problem.
Yeah.
But no, customer service does go both ways. I mean, I treat my barista nice. He treats me nice. I treat the waitress nice or the waiter nice, and they treat me nice.
Coffee maker for people like me.
Yeah.
But I knew it. I ain't too preachy, but I ain't stupid either.
But I'm not going to talk about the mixologists.
How about that?
But anyway, it's just the wrong. Know your environment, know your audience. So,
Yeah. I know some of my audience.
yeah.
Yeah.
They don't know me like that yet.
Yeah.
Maybe never will.
Yeah, don't need to.
That's right.
Little giant. Okay, man. Okay, we can do that. Vexed. Vexed was big. That was a big segment. A lot of people know you, but they don't know you.
Right.
They know Brother Brown, or Deacon Brown, or James Brown. They may even be familiar a little bit with JB. But they may not know you in totality. I don't want to take the time to give the total story, but tell us a snippet about what makes you special in the JB posse.
Wow, what makes me special? First of all, anybody who knows me knows I don't even think that I'm special.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't look at it that way. I am coming to the realization that I have some gifts and some abilities that I didn't know I had. And that's why I'm so excited about this whole door thing. But I try to surround myself with people who can enhance, uplift, even educate me on the stuff that I don't even know that I have. What makes me special? I guess God makes me special.
Oh.
We're all special. We're all created in uniqueness and the image of Him, and some of us have more things than others. Some of us can do things better than others. But I'm just James.
Yeah, that's true. You are just James. But we grew up with 3 JBs.
Yeah.
James Brown Sr., James Brown Jr., Jason Brown. What makes you different than JB1 and JB3 that people may not be aware of?
That really my name should be Jason and Jason should be James Brown Jr. because JB1 and JB3 are so much alike, just alike. They think alike, they talk alike, they want to save the world. And what separates me is most stuff I don't even care about. Well, no, let me rephrase it. I do care.
Right,
Not
right,
really.
right.
Yeah, so I don't care about it, but I am, let's see, of the 3, I'm the most, well, I wish I'm the most athletic, but the one said he did football, baseball, track, swam. He would have played hockey, but they didn't have ice. And that's what he said. I'm the only one that's an All-American.
True.
I am.
Come on, it's okay.
I have the best voice of them all.
True.
No, speaking, but they both can sing. Because JB1 got the singing scholarship, and the dude was like, "Hey," and
the quartet.
Let's see. Yeah, I started off at a PWI to start my college matriculation.
Yeah, you did.
I I was fortunate enough to receive a full scholarship. And other than that, I think that's about the biggest differentiator.
Yeah, there's so much more. There's something there's so much that separates me from them.
Oh, they're both preachers. Not I.
Yeah.
Phone
Okay.
don't even work.
Stick around. Don't go nowhere. We don't stick around. Let me tell you one thing that's different. I am the only JB in our household that still has his letter jacket.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good.
He does.
I was not all American, but I still got my jacket.
Oh, here's a big separator. They can grow facial hair. This baby face, all natural. They have used juices and berries on that stuff.
Man, listen, come on, man. Look, okay. As a businessman, family man, church man, what doors throughout your years that are significant to you have you that you had access to have been fruitful for you?
The doors have been a part of my whole life. As I stated, I don't know. I live a life. I don't know what I'm doing, what I deal with, what I'm going through. I thought I was going to be a musician, and then I found basketball. I thought I was going to be a hooper, and thank goodness I had some people in my life who directed me to some doors I didn't know were there. Mike said, "Hey, you want to run track?" No, I don't want to run track. Off-season basketball, the track. All the girls run track. I said, "Oh, I'll go run track instead of off-season basketball." Ran track, became all district, went to regionals. Thank God, Coach Curley and Coach Carlisle had a meeting, called me in, opened the door, closed the door, and said, "You're good at basketball. If you run track, you get a scholarship."
Wow.
Daddy threw my basketball shoes away, opened the door. That ended up happening. I thought I was going to be an accountant, found out about sales and business development, told the president of the company I want to move from accounting to sales. Nobody does that because accounting and sales don't even get along. They moved. I spent 20 years as an award-winning salesperson. I started doing voiceovers thanks to a client who I met in sales. Then I started doing MC events, and I ran into a guy, Rob Pennington, who told me I need to be on stage speaking. Another door opened, talked to a bunch of speaker friends, did some work, did some classes, and now I'm an international speaker. Doors opened thanks to people who are in my life, and shout out to all my former co-workers who are watching, and all my clients who may be watching.
Doors. So, they closed the door on basketball.
Close the door on basketball.
And they did that for you.
Correct.
They did that for you. But open the door to track and field. Go through the door to track and field. Full ride. All-American. National championship participant. Olympic trials qualifier.
Not 1/100th of a second got me from Olympic trials.
1/100th of a second. That's two numbers behind the decimal point for you, just in case.
Right.
Well, no, you homeschool teachers, you should know that by now. You should know that by
Everybody's
now.
teaching that.
1/100th of a second for qualifying for the Olympic trials. Through doors. Finished a degree at Southern. Word up. Got through that door. Got to the convention bureau. Then found another door that somebody opened for you or let you in, which gave you access to other doors that brings you to who you are now, in part, which is the voiceover, the moderator, the motivational speaker, all because of these doors.
Correct.
Are there any doors that you walk through that you wish you never knew that door was there?
No, there are no doors I walked through that I didn't wish was there, because they all create the experiences and all let me know, good or bad, who I am or who I am not. So I just take them all as experiences.
Yeah.
Do we have some regrets? And I was watching The Last Dance. It's a lot of people did the last 5 weeks, and after watching that, I was telling somebody else. I told you the other day, it's some stuff I left on the table.
Yeah.
There's some opportunities that I absolutely missed, but I can't live in regret.
Right.
So what? Now what?
Right.
So, what's the next door? I keep myself open to people, to opportunities, and because you never know what that next door is.
Right. And that's so important, especially when you talk a lot about customer service, because you never know who is at the door.
Correct.
You never know who is at the door. There are stories of people who were waiters or waitresses,
Right.
and provided good customer service and didn't realize they were talking to a door.
Correct. Absolutely.
Or just in treating people kindly. You don't burn bridges. That's that old saying, because you never know if you have to cross it again.
Right.
But then you not only don't burn the bridge, but you treat the bridge with respect and with kindness, because that bridge could turn into a door.
Correct.
Absolutely. You ever had any doors shut in your face?
Absolutely. I think we all have. We've had doors. If you've done anything in this life, if you've done anything entrepreneur-wise, work-wise, dating-wise, if you had some doors closed in your face.
How'd you respond? If you can think of one, how did you respond to a significant door that was closed in your face?
You look at that door and say, you know what? What I do is I look at the door and say, that must not be for me. I can't wait for the next door.
Mm-hmm.
There are opportunities that I thought I should have been automatically qualified for or been next in line for, and it didn't happen. And hindsight, which for the most part should be 2020, if that door had not been closed, I wouldn't be where I am right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think sometimes we as people get frustrated with where we are right now because we think or feel we should be somewhere else,
Right.
further along down the road, or in a different place,
Right.
or not with this person,
Correct.
or not in this emotional space. All of those things, when for those of us who are believers, then we have to believe what the Word of God says, that all things actually work together for your good. For
Right.
those of us who love the Lord and are called according to His purpose.
Right.
Right?
Correct.
And so there is, and it's kind of trivial to say because sometimes people say this, it minimizes some of the pain and the struggle that people are going through. When people say, "Oh, you going through this? Well, it must be a reason." I think that's honestly, I think that's kind of disingenuous. Do you say that because you don't have enough to say? Sometimes, like you're not
Don't
sure
even
what to
get me
say.
started about people not knowing what to say.
Right.
Because in those situations, people say some of the most ignorantest things
Yes.
that you can. But I've come to realize that you may not know why it happened to you.
Right. Right.
I'm fine with that. Now, everybody can't do that. But
Right.
there's some things I'm just resolved that I just will never know or never understand.
Right.
Some of the pains I've had to carry that, some people know, some don't. I'm not going every day because I don't feel like falling on the floor.
I got you.
But I don't know why.
Right.
But I know who.
Right.
I'm not a preacher.
The door.
Right.
The door.
The door.
The doors have purpose.
Well, I think first we need to define what a door is.
Let's talk about it. Tell me
What is a door? So I had to look it up.
Okay.
So doors is a hinged, sliding, or revolving barrier to a building, room, or vehicle.
He finna preach. I'm just letting y'all know.
No, I'm through. That's it. It's a hinged, sliding, or revolving barrier to a building, room, or vehicle. It's a thing that's stopping you from getting into that building, room, or vehicle.
Or possibly stopping you from getting out.
Or stopping you from getting out of that building, room, or vehicle.
Got you. It is an access point.
Yes.
It's an access point. For some people, it can be an opportunity.
Right.
For some people, it can be an obstacle.
Right.
But indeed, the doors are all around us. And it would be terrible if life, Brown, was like let's make a deal, where you're on stage in front of everybody, and you got 3 choices: door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3, and you are randomly picking a number, hoping that behind that door is not a zonk.
Right.
Because you have no idea about that door and what's behind it. You just hoping and hoping that some. And I'm so glad life is not like that.
Right.
Especially for the believer.
Correct.
That the door that we have, and we're about to get into it, is very clear and purposeful. And we don't have to figure out the access point what's behind it. Or even the door, we're gonna get it. But life is not like that. It's not like that. You mind if we jump into scripture?
Yeah.
If you have your Bible, we're in John chapter 10. John chapter 10. The context of what happens John chapter 10, you kind of look back at John chapter 9. So we were in John chapter 8, right? And you just deal with the woman with the called adultery. I am the light of the world, right? John and Jesus gets into it with the Pharisees, and they actually at the end of John chapter 8 tried to stone him because he was like, I've seen Abraham. They're like,
Right.
you're a young man. You're talking about you seen Abraham. Kill him.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
John chapter 9, Jesus bumps into the blind man, right? And he heals the blind man. I'm going to give it to you short because we've been pushing time. I hope you enjoyed it. But he heals the blind man by making mud. He spits on the ground, makes mud, put it in his eyes, and said, go wash in the pool named Siloam. I want to say it is, but the translation is sent.
Yeah.
So that's what he did. He sent him to go wash. And when he washed, his sight was restored.
Right. He went.
Yes.
Yeah, he did go.
He went. The door was open.
Yeah.
An opportunity.
Yeah, because he could have stayed there, but he went through the door.
Right. And boom, now you see everything.
Right.
Right. And so when he came back, people was like, wait. Ain't that the dude that was just over there begging?
Right.
And now he see, come here. That's when the Pharisees got involved. Like, nah, and it's Sabbath too.
On the Sabbath.
So they real sensitive on the Sabbath. Nah, come here. Who did that? Jesus, I think that's what they call him, right?
Yeah.
He did it. No, give glory to God. Go get your mama.
Get your mama. Bring your parents.
Bring your parents.
Yeah.
Who did this?
He was blind at birth. He was blind.
He was blind at birth. How did this happen? Parents,
he old enough.
He's a grown man. He a grown, not to preach, I ain't gonna say.
Yeah.
He a grown man.
Right.
Ask him. Okay, so you say to Jesus, what you think about him? I think he a prophet.
Yeah.
Nah, he ain't nothing. He ain't nobody. Nah, don't give glory to him. Give glory to God. He's a sinner. You know what that man said?
He might be.
But I know that one day I was blind.
Yeah.
Now
I can see.
Now I can see. So he might be all that you said. Right. He might be a two-bit hustler, sinner, liar, whatever you blasphemy, whatever you call him. All I know is he presented an opportunity. I took it, and my life has been changed forever.
Right.
They were so upset with the blind man, they put him out.
Right.
They put him out the temple. Don't come back here at all. And Jesus, when he bumped into him, that man worshiped him.
Right.
And Jesus was like, don't trip, man. You see, but they blind.
Right.
They didn't understand what happened. So then in chapter 10, Jesus continues teaching. Truly I say unto you, this is just verse 1, so let me go ahead and just read. Truly I say unto you, he who does not enter by the door of the fold of the sheep, but climbs up some other way, he's a thief and a robber. That's like two different levels. One come in to sneak you, one come in to just violent, a thief and a robber. But he who enters by the door is a shepherd of the sheep. To him the doorkeeper opens, and the sheep hears his voice, and he calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he puts forth all his own, he goes ahead of them, and the sheep follow him because they know his voice. A stranger they simply will not follow, but will flee from him because they do not know the voice of strangers. This figure of speech Jesus spoke to them, but they did not understand what those things were which he had been saying to them. In other words, they still blind. Right? So Jesus said to them again, truly I say to you, let me just make it plain to you.
Right.
I am the door of the sheep. All who came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. Verse 9, he says it again. I am the door. If anyone enters through me, he will be saved and will go in and out and find pasture. In verse 10, for good measure, the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it more abundantly. Doors, Brian.
Yeah. They are something else. But the thing about doors, you talk about the let's make a deal. When we go to doors, the doors may not all look the same because what's for you is for you.
Right.
What's for me is for me. And even the way Jesus comes into our lives are different.
Right.
How he came to you is different how he comes to me, how he goes to everybody else. But the response of the now believers is to open the door. Mm-hmm. He says, I stand and knock.
Yes.
Not going up.
Yes,
so
yes,
access
yes.
to the doors.
Yes.
It's a personal door.
Right.
It's It's a personal door. So when we try to go places and do things that we're not supposed to do, when we try to open doors that may not open for us, it may be because that's not our door.
It's not your door.
It's not our door.
But this door right here is also not for everyone. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
Okay.
Y'all finna watch something. We might get into it tonight. It's gonna be great. Because what he says is, this is the picture that he's drawing. That you have all of these sheep in this sheep pen. It may be a cave or it may be a gate or whatever with the opening, one way in, one way out, right? And he says, if you don't come through the door the proper way, you're wrong. You're out of line and you got bad intentions. So a shepherd will come in and call his sheep to come out of this door.
Okay.
Every shepherd is going to come and get
his sheep.
Right. There are a lot of people that are saying, I'm his, but no, you're not.
Right.
But how do we know? Well, you don't respond to his voice.
Right.
Because if you know his voice,
sheep know the shepherd's voice.
Sheep know the shepherd's voice. And that's a word to us, man, because we respond to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of stuff going on. And we have to be careful that we ask the Lord for a hearing ear so we are always in tune with the right voice.
Correct.
Or we can find ourselves in the hands of a thief and a robber.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. So the reason I flinched is there is room for everybody.
There is room.
And that's what I want to make sure we understand that everybody won't go in the right way. Everybody won't get in at all. But not because there's not room.
Right.
And not because there's not access.
Right.
But because you've made a decision that that's not the way I want to go.
I want to try something else.
Right. I want to do something else.
If you, I can't go to that I am. I gotta say that I am because I'm about to jump to John 14 and even the rest of John 10. But I'm gonna hold it. And so here's the picture. So you have all these sheep, and you have a doorkeeper there, and the shepherd's gonna come and call the sheep by name.
Right.
That's the idea of relationship.
Yeah.
I know my sheep, and not only do I know my sheep know me, because we are intimate.
Right.
We spend time together.
Correct.
And what does that look like for us in 2020? Is scripture intake and prayer.
Right.
It's spending time under sound biblical teaching, right? And so then people will say, well, how do you know it's God? Well, go check what he already said and see if it's matching up with what he's saying.
Right.
Right.
And you might want to do something because we'll wait and wait and wait and wait and not do anything, and then we're like, where was God? He's like, well, I told you what to do.
Oh, just that old story. I sent you a boat,
a truck, a boat, helicopter,
all of that, and you drive it.
Yeah.
No need to do that. So here's the picture. So then this particular door is special because in this agriculture culture, that goes. In this type of society, these places may not have what we know as doors.
Correct.
And so then, what would be the door? It would be the shepherd himself. And so, to keep thieves and robbers and wolves and coyotes from coming in, then the shepherd would actually
be the door himself. He would sacrifice himself to lay across the entry points to get in and or out of the.
That's a beautiful picture of who Jesus is saying that he is. That he is or has become the access point.
Correct. The only.
If you and that may be a struggle for some people because there's exclusivity there. Right. When we're talking about ways, I almost went there, John. I'm not gonna do it.
Don't do it.
I'm not gonna do it. But there is an access point that if you go outside of that access point, you're wrong. Right. And your motives are bad. And maybe some people struggle because you got to come through
the door.
You want to get to James Brown Jr.? Can I tell you something? You want to get to him? Watch this here. Watch this. I ain't gonna even go all the way off. You want to get to James Brown Jr.? You got to go through me.
That's the access. That's it.
That's it. And if you got bad intentions,
I know it.
It's not gonna happen. You want to get a James Brown Jr., you got to go through Kimberly the Shop.
Right.
It's gonna be some trouble.
Gonna be some smoke.
It's gonna be some smoke in the city. It's gonna be some furniture moving. But bigger than any of that, you want to get to James Brown Jr., you got to go through Jesus. There is a layer, there is a layer of protection,
Right.
that is strong in Teflon.
Right.
There is a layer of Jesus be a fence all around me and be the door.
And is the door. He said, I am the door.
You can't
You can't bypass it.
you can't get to the sheep
Right.
because you gotta go through the door. And the sheep. You ever thought about this? How God protects you from yourself? Like when I think about some of the doors when I think about some of the doors in my life, I thank God that He was the door.
Right.
Because I was trying to leave. But in order for me to leave,
I had to go through him.
I had to go through him.
Right.
Because sheep were not very smart. And so if they would maybe try and get out.
Right. But he's there to say, no, you stay in. I got you.
I got you.
I have you.
Right?
Right here.
We're gonna eat in the morning.
Right.
I guarantee.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
hold tight.
Yeah.
And even what's so cool about that, watch this here in verse 9. He says, I am the door. If anyone comes through me, that's the condition. If. Here is what will happen if you come through him. You will be saved and he will find pasture.
Right. And what do you do at pasture? You can eat, relax. It's not turbulent waters. It's peace, serenity, satisfaction. He will give you that.
I'm sorry, I got all caught up. Look, you got anything else to say on that? Because
Well, just real quick, if he came to, he said the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and I come that you might have life. I don't want to misquote. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full and have it more abundantly. If you do it the right way, at the right door,
yes,
you will have life. Didn't say it was going to be easy. Didn't say it was going to be painless.
right,
But you are, Jason talked, you are protected. You are in the circumference. You are in the protected area. And you will live eternally. I will give you life, full life,
right,
which is not guaranteed, which is not even possible for those who don't even come in.
right,
Because
right,
outside of that, there's robbers and thieves.
right.
Still, anyway. Yeah.
I got excited. I'm sorry because he ain't no preacher, right?
Right. And it's not too preachy.
It's not too
But you
preacher.
can't hop the fence, no shortcuts. You have to go directly.
You gotta go through the door. For
Through the door.
for all of you people who are trying new things in this season, trying businesses and trying to build this or that, whatever it is, trying to rebuild relationships, trying to establish relationships, or whatever it is, there are no shortcuts for any of that.
Correct.
If you want a general life lesson, you're gonna have to go through a particular way.
Right.
If you go the other way, fast money don't last long.
Fast horses don't run long.
Fast horses don't run long.
Yeah.
You want a quarter horse or you want a Clydesdale? Depending on how far you want to go.
That's right.
For those of you who are looking to enrich your experience with Jesus Christ, same way, there are no shortcuts. We have to commit ourselves to prayer and scripture intake and be in a community of believers who can help you grow and develop in your faith. Being around people that's trying to figure it out.
Right.
Because I know I'm trying to figure it out every day. Look, we got 2 words for you. Because we're talking about doors tonight, right? Here's a good thing that Jesus provides. Old MTV phrase. Access granted. Those are 2 words. That's it. Because we could literally do this for the length of 2 Sunday school classes. But we not. We might finish this when we get done. And might argue some more on the porch. Amen. For the porch. Got anything you need to tell the people about, man?
I do have to say this first. I am so proud and excited to be here. This is my little brother, but he's always been the big brother. He looks oldest. He's always acting more mature. People think he's always been the big brother. I'm excited about his platform, what he's doing. If you need some help with your young people, especially young boys, that's where his heart and passion is. That's the door that he opens. That's what he does innately, instinctively. That's his calling. That's who he is. Young people, and especially young men, give him a call. He'll do it. Mentoring program, website, gear, all of that. If you put them in their hands, he can provide them with some doors that they may not even know exist. And then for me, so thank you for this opportunity first. If you need to reach me, I'm at jamesbrownjr360.com. James at jamesbrownjr360.com. On Instagram, you can find me at jamesbrownjr360. Facebook, James the Voice Brown. Twitter, J Brown Jr. If that's going too fast, just go to my website, jamesbrownjr360.com. I help people leverage the power of relationship with their internal and external customers. I'm also coaching now, thanks to some doors that have been opened by some acquaintances of mine.
Word up.
International speaker. If you need voiceover, let me know. Studio at the house. We can make it happen. But thank you for this opportunity. It's been real. It's been real.
My man is busy. I'm telling y'all, man, we pressing the gas over here, man. So hopefully we can motivate and influence anybody that's trying to do stuff, man. Let me tell you something. Nothing happens if nothing gets done. Gotta get started. If you look right above me, like right above my head, you see the website www.4142.com, but /workshops. The workshops that I have available right now are for your teens, the people that you know that are teens. I have a writing and a leadership workshop. We are going to create published authors, but we need your teenagers to go in and register your teenagers. Now watch this. This is not just for the Houston area. This is an international project. For English-speaking people. Hold on, let me say that. Why is that? Because it's an online platform. All right? And so all you need to do, your first step, go to the website /workshop. Just click on it. And then you go in and register that teen or that teen you know. It is not free, but the details are on the website. So I'm not going to give them all right here. But you'll invest in your teen that you know for the writing workshop so we can develop their written communication and work to get them to be published authors. But as a bonus, your team gets free leadership training to match up with the 10 sessions of writing training. All right?
So what is this, writing?
It's writing.
But wait, there's more.
Stick around. Free leadership training. And it's been done by a certified John Maxwell speaker, trainer, and coach. Me. I'm going to do it for your kids. No cost. But you need to go in and secure your seat. All you got to do, go to the website /workshops, register for your seat. Space is limited. That's all I have for the people that got on the store and purchased something. I appreciate you. All orders that were taken are being processed, and they'll start shipping out sometime at the end of next week. So I appreciate you for supporting too, man. My man, 100 grand.
We family, so we can do that. Y'all stay away from each other.
Already. Make sure you tune in next week. Same black time, same black channel. Back time, back channel. 8 p.m. Central Standard Time right here on Facebook Live. You can also catch Not Too Preachy on all podcast platforms. Just simply look up Not Too Preachy. You're going to see my smiling face with me taking off my tie. Go check it out. All right? Until next time, the B hat in the building. That's a new one.
I wore it just for you.
May the Lord bless you, and may the Lord keep you. And I don't know if y'all going through this, but man, there are a lot of lizards running around my house. Know where they coming from, but they all bobbing their head like this. I think I know what they doing. We love y'all, man. Peace out.
Peace out.
Okay.